Hudson County View, live and uncut. And I'm your host, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, where what you see is what you get and what you don't is better yet, John R. Heinis, and of course the latest and greatest in Hudson County news. So quite a smorgasbord, if I do say so myself, of news from across the county, certainly Jersey City and Hoboken, which is typical, but we have some other things as well. For example, yesterday we heard from the New Jersey Attorney General's office, and there was a fatal shooting in West New York back on June 3rd, 2022. This is a man that opened fire on the West New York police, and they fired back. He was fatally shot, and a grand jury at the state level determined that there was no criminality. So we're going to address what happened there. Obviously this is something they spent quite a bit of time on. Took about 15 months to reach a conclusion, so we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about what could be a landmark rent control ruling out of Union City. So we're going to hear how they might have something that is now considered unconstitutional. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to, of course, talk about the governor's race. We know that Mayor Stephen Fulop just got a couple of endorsements out of Burlington County, and we also know that he has a assemblywoman who is not seeking re-election. So all that and a little bit more. We're also going to talk BioSquare City, as always, and today my guest is Hoboken 6th Ward Councilwoman Jen Giattino. So all that right after this word from our sponsors.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunley Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Hudson County View, live and uncut. John R. Heinis, and as I mentioned a few moments ago, today I'm joined with Hoboken 6th Ward Councilwoman Jen Giattino. Councilwoman, thanks for coming again.
Thanks for having me. I love your set.
Oh, thank you.
It's beautiful.
Yes, that's a media group, did a fantastic job. Thank you, Pat and company. But so first, look, let's just rewind briefly to Monday. You know, we saw each other for a few moments, but it was basically over at that point. I saw the pictures. You know, you guys had a very nice show of support, over 100 people. Hard to do as a council person. What do you think about the turnout when you're looking back on it and, you know, the success of the event?
Well, it's super humbling, first of all, just to have anyone show up at an event you're having, but the number of people and I think I said, like, at the end of my speech, as I was looking around the room, I feel like the average time that someone has lived in Hoboken in that room was 20 years. And then a few people shouted out how long they've lived there, so I think I was spot on. But then there were some new people that I've literally just met door knocking, which was really nice. But it's just, it felt really good, and it kind of makes everything you do worthwhile.
Got it. All right. So as we spoke about briefly, but not much, you know, this is the 4th term, which doesn't happen very often in Hoboken. You're the 2nd longest serving member on the council. Why did you want to give it another go this time?
So I have the benefit of, 1, owning a dog, and 2, being a realtor. So I'm constantly walking around Hoboken, and I really feel like the quality of life in Hoboken is eroding. And it's definitely not on the front burner for this administration. And I think for most Hoboken people, that's what they want to see front and center, and that's what they expect from their council people and their mayor and the administration. And I just feel like they need a watchdog to make sure things get done.
Alrighty. Now, speaking about pressing issues, obviously something you've been talking about for a long time, and other candidates as well. But rat control, pest control, obviously pest control services have been hired. There's been action now on containerized garbage, as well as with streeteries. But, you know, obviously, like, I think it's safe to say we're a long ways off from solving this thing. So what do you think needs to be done? What would you like to see done?
I think there has to be a lot more involvement with the exterminators and the general public. Because I met with a resident that lives on the 300 block of Bloom. He had emailed me several times, and we met at night, and we walked around the neighborhood and identified, and I'm a layperson, like, it shouldn't be me doing this. We should have a professional doing this. But we walked around the neighborhood and identified obvious things that needed to be fixed. And one is the Rue building was just had garbage bags. I mean, it was like a wall of garbage all the way down 3rd Street. And I reached out to Hope's, and I met with them, and I met with the maintenance gentleman at Hope's. And believe it or not, the very next night, they had everything in garbage bins. But this should be done all the time. We should have inspectors that are walking around, not just ticketing people, because that doesn't really do anything. You know, giving someone a ticket doesn't solve the problem, but speaking with people and, you know, you're doing this improperly. Here's a hole in the sidewalk. This needs to be filled. This tree pit has issues. And also the tree pits, like, the city should be handling that. We can't expect each individual property owner. We can expect them to, but it's no benefit if you're doing it and I'm not. It has to be citywide effort.
Sure. So do you and the council have anything else planned? Anything, like, directly on the horizon as far as you know?
I am going to propose at the next council meeting that any future streetery can only be turf on the ground. It can't be, you know, the structure that they're building, because it definitely is an issue with rodents. One restaurant owner, actually the owner of Court Street, Dan, said to me, they very specifically from the beginning just did the turf because in their head, if they were to build the platform structure, it would just be housing for rodents. So I do think that would benefit. We are saying, you know, now we're voting on 2nd reading tonight on an ordinance for cleaning the streeteries and for extermination, but I almost feel like it's too late for that. We need to rethink everything.
Got it. All right. Now, back on the political spectrum for a second. So obviously it's a 3-way race. You know, you've got Ian Rentel, the owner of Play Hoboken, and you got Lauren Myers, commercial litigation attorney, running with the support of the mayor. And first of all, like, How do you think you match up in this one?
I never like to assume anything, so I'm not going to go there, but I can tell you I'll just do what I always do and try to knock on everyone's door, which is one of my favorite things to do, and talk to as many people and understand as many of the issues that they're having and see how we can solve them. And I don't foresee either of my opponents doing that. They may door knock, but it's not going to be everything they're doing between now and election.
All right, so you got a pretty high octane, if you will, concerted effort ready to go. All right, very good. Don't go anywhere, Jen. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. We're just going to take another break.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Hudson County View live on Uncut. John R. Heinis, still here with Hoboken 6th Ward Councilwoman Jen Giattino. So now some say that the campaign in the 6th Ward started on a bit of a sour note because Lauren Myers submitted, I think it was 121 signatures, and pretty much within 24 hours, obviously the ballot team helped her, and then you and Ian both decided to challenge at the clerk's office level. Obviously nothing came of it. So, you know, reflecting on that, I mean, again, we already spoke on this, but reflecting on that, any other feelings?
No, but I mean, my whole entry into Hudson County politics was in 2009 when Dawn lost to Peter Camerano. And I went down to the Board of Elections and looked at all the absentee ballots and like couldn't believe what I was actually seeing. Like ballots filled out all in purple ink, all the signatures were the same, they clearly didn't match. So that, to me, like any kind of voter fraud, is near and dear to my heart. I mean, it kind of makes you feel like you live in a third world country when elections potentially don't really matter. So when I heard about it, it was really upsetting to me. Several of my friends were like, it doesn't matter, don't worry about it, you're gonna win. And I was like, it's really not about me. This is about protecting our elections. And I think that's something everyone should take really seriously. And I hope not to see that happen again in the future.
All right, now some have made the contention that even if X, I'm not going to pick a number out of the sky, signatures were thrown out, you still would have been well above the threshold, which is about 70. Would you agree with that?
I would have no idea. You know, I don't know how many people they emailed blank petitions to, which you cannot do. Even if it is a wet signature, you know, you need a name of the nominee on the petition. Like, I would have no idea about that. And interestingly, back in 2009, I wanted Mayor Zimmer, or Dawn Zimmer, Councilwoman Zimmer at the time, to challenge all these petitions because I was so horrified by it. And she's like, Jen, could you imagine bringing all these people into a court, subpoenaing all these people? Like, that will not make people happy. Which I didn't understand at the moment because I was not, in politics at all, but now I understand her point.
Got it. All right, so that's why you didn't file in Superior Court?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Now, on this point, something that hasn't been discussed, I believe, is that your friend and colleague, Second Ward Councilwoman Tiffany Fisher, she wrote in her newsletter that this is a pattern of behavior by Team Bala, and what she said was that in 2019, that candidate, Phil Cohen, took a petition that had already been notarized and put a different candidate's name on it, and ultimately that candidate didn't end up running. But would you agree that this is a pattern of behavior? Would you agree that what happened there was improper?
I would agree on both, and it is clearly a pattern. I mean, if you can always just get away with stuff, I guess people just continue to do it. But one day it will stop. I am sure of that. But yes, it's definitely a pattern.
Fair enough. Now, while we're talking about political discourse at Hoboken's, it's kind of a cesspool. Maybe not, maybe more than kind of. But anyway, there was this thing that happened back in June, and it didn't come to light till a couple weeks ago, but this Fifth Ward resident, he sent these books and letters to the mayor, his brother, and Phil Cohen, and Council President Jabbour, and a couple private citizens. And apparently, there were some sexually suggestive and some also threatening messages, and there was also the letters to the mayor and his brother were in Hindi. But he pleaded guilty to one count of harassment, and now there's sort of like a, for lack of a better word, I'll call it a redemption program over the course of a year to make sure he has a clean record. So, when you're hearing about this, when you're reading this, what are you thinking?
To be honest with you, I haven't really read much about it. I completely know what you're talking about. Do I think it's appropriate for anyone to harass anyone else? Absolutely not. No one should have to deal with that. I don't know exactly what he sent to anyone, so I'm not so comfortable saying right, wrong, indifferent. My understanding was the biggest problem was his name was not attached to whatever it was, so they didn't know where it was coming from. I don't really know if that's factual, not factual, but in some ways I feel like it's making a lot of hay out of something that doesn't necessarily need to go there.
Okay. Now, as you can see, we're running on time. Or actually, you can't see, but we're pretty close to time. So anything about tonight's agenda, anything about your campaign, the Sixth Ward you want to highlight to close us out here?
No, I just want to say I almost wish we were always campaigning, because door knocking to me, like I said before, I feel like it's so beneficial, and it's everything that I love about being a council person, talking to people, meeting new people, talking to people I haven't spoken to in a while, having people tell me about issues that they've had and are now solved. So I am actually looking forward to the next 6 weeks.
All right, very good. Best of luck. I'll see you at the debate, if not sooner.
Thank you for everything.
Very welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We're not done yet. We'll be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Pinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Pinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Hudson County View live at Uncut. John Heinis. So as I mentioned at the top of the program, we got some relevant information from the New Jersey Attorney General's office, and specifically what I mentioned, and which we will go into detail about now, is state grand jury has declined to criminally charge a West New York police officer who killed a man that shot at police last summer. Now, this is a little old, as I said, again, it was 15 months ago, roughly. This was June 3rd, 2022. Now, as you guys may remember, when the dashboard video came out and we posted about a year ago, and of course many other outlets did too, we saw that his name was Kevin Colindres. He was 32 years old, a West New York resident. He opened fire on West New York police, and his death was investigated by the Office of Public Integrity and Accountability and presented to New Jersey residents serving on a grand jury. And this independent prosecutor directive was implemented back in 2019. Now, the investigation included interviews of witnesses, photographs, body-worn camera, and autopsy results. And video of the incident also included surveillance video, all presented to that state grand jury. And eventually, on Monday, September 11th, they issued a no bill, which in layman's terms simply means they do not think that criminal charges should be issued in this case. And apparently, the Attorney General's office felt pretty strongly about this because they did not release the name of the police officer, and I would imagine they're not going to. Now, for those of you guys that need a quick refresher, West New York police responded to a residence on 59th Street at about 6:30 p.m. after a 911 call involving a domestic dispute. Again, this is a little while ago, June 3rd, 2022. Now, during the encounter, Colindres fired a weapon while standing in the vestibule. One officer discharged his weapon. One officer was shot. As you may recall, Hudson County View identified the injured officer as police officer Samuel Molina Urena. And approximately 15 minutes after the initial encounter, Colindres emerged from a neighboring door and ran down the sidewalk, and he was armed with 2 weapons, and eventually he was fatally shot. And he was pronounced dead at the Palisades Medical Center in North Bergen. So that's basically that. Essentially, that means this case is closed. Given the circumstances, at least what was presented on that surveillance and body cam, it would have been hard to see any other type of conclusion. Now, let's talk 2025 for a few moments here. We saw that Assemblywoman Sadair Jeffer, who is also a former mayor in Somerset County, endorsed Jersey City Mayor Fulop for governor and is also joining his policy team. So that's a pretty big endorsement given that Mayor Fulop is running as a progressive. She has a big progressive base, obviously, in another part of the state that goes beyond Hudson, Bergen, Essex, or Passaic. So I think anyone, as I said on Twitter, with their eye on Drum Thwacket would like this endorsement. Now, obviously, there's no other candidates in the race today, but I still think this has a little magnitude, a little weight to it. Now, she said in a statement, as someone who believes that our state needs bold, systemic change in order to deliver the kind of progress that working families deserve, I'm proud not only to announce my support for Mayor Fulop, but also to join the exceptional members of his policy team and help shape his agenda. We're not quite done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do one more segment right after a word from our sponsors.
Pinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Pinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Hudson County View, live and uncut. John Heinis. So still on the 2025 watch, let's talk a little bit about what's happening right next door in Jersey City. So now, obviously, we know, I think if you're watching this program, that Mayor Stephen Fulop is not seeking a third term. He's running for governor. I think we just kind of went over that in the latest. Now, who is going to run to succeed him? Well, of course, we've heard a lot about the former governor. That's Jim McGreevey. He's got 9 of the 12 Hudson County mayors basically giving de facto endorsements. Right now, they're calling it an urge to support and things along those lines. But realistically, these are endorsements, and it seems pretty obvious to anyone that's paying attention that Jim McGreevey will get the endorsement of the Hudson County Democratic Organization. Though worth noting that today, Fulop, Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala, and Kearney Acting Mayor Peter Santana have not announced any support for any candidate one way or the other. Now, on the other side of the coin, if you will, Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day, who has been in office now for about three different decades. He had a fundraiser at Liberty House on Monday, and he certainly did not sound like a guy who was scared about going up against the HCDO. He's won off the line for commissioner twice, so that probably shouldn't shock anybody. But he was pretty direct, I think, in terms of what his plans are. He said, in part, to this crowd of about 300 or so people, we'll have a crushing victory, talking about the November general. And then after that, we'll march to the future. The future is 2025, and soon we'll be able to make a formal announcement about it. But make no mistake about it, every day we're working not only for November, but for 2025. So I'd say it's a foregone conclusion that Commissioner O'Day will be running. And of course, the 2 other names that keep coming up are Council President Joyce Waterman and Wardy Councilman James Solomon, but they haven't signaled much of anything publicly yet. So before we go, a couple non-political things. Well, the second one, I guess you could debate, but the first, Jersey City Attorney James Lisa, who you know represented the Newport Easter Bunny a few years ago, He pleaded guilty to defrauding clients out of over $2 million dating back to a case from 2014. And specifically, he admitted to, it's a few things here, a superseding information charging him with 1 count of wire fraud, 1 count of aggravated identity theft, 1 count of obstructing the IRS, and 1 count of failing to file an individual income tax return, and 1 count of wire fraud while on pretrial release. And we also have information that he was trying to represent clients after the charges came down earlier this year, so this could be a lot of time in prison for Mr. Lisa. We're going to follow this case. Finally, just real quick, we saw that the Hudson County Schools of Technology named a school complex after Tom DeGees. And, he was a history teacher before his foray into politics that lasted about 40 years. He will be retiring at the end of the year, and by all indications will be succeeded by his Chief of Staff, Craig Guy. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching Hudson Media Group. Follow us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.